When was the last time you thought of doing life on your own terms? Before we begin, take a deep breath. What if everything you've been taught about being a woman was shaped by a world that wasn't centered on you? This message explores the quiet but powerful influence of male-centeredness and why breaking free is the most radical and healing act you can choose. For centuries, society has subtly conditioned women to measure their value through a male lens, from workplace dynamics to media portrayals. Even the research that influences healthcare, the narrative has centered men as the default, placing women as the other. But this isn't just a gender issue. It's a soul-deep story of disconnection, distortion, and the return to wholeness. Male-centeredness, also called androcentrism, is the idea that the male experience is the norm, while women's experiences are secondary. It shows up in school curricula that prioritize male history, in workplaces where leadership traits are defined by male standards, and in healthcare systems that were never designed with female bodies in mind. It shows up in the belief that men are logical, while women are emotional, that male objectivity is truth and female intuition is optional. How this impacts women. Male-centeredness is the unconscious habit of placing men's desires, needs, and perspectives above your own. A quiet yet powerful force that erodes a woman's sense of self and potential. In the workplace, women are undervalued, interrupted more often. Assertiveness is labeled aggressive, and emotion a weakness. In film, literature, and advertising, women are objectified or made invisible. The focus stays on how women look, not how they feel, think, or dream. Psychological and emotional toll of male-centeredness. Chronic comparison. Exposure to male standards creates performance anxiety and self-silencing. Women begin to doubt their worth unless it aligns with male-defined success. Fear of being different. Many dim their light to stay acceptable. And loss of self. Living through a male filter distances women from their own desires. Ask yourself, what do you really want outside of what you've been told to want? Unlearning male-centered thinking. It's often believed, both subtly and openly, that a woman's value increases when she is chosen, when she is desired, when she is married, when she is spoken for. But this belief is not only outdated, it is spiritually imprisoning. From a young age, many girls are praised for being beautiful, soft, supportive, but rarely for their minds, rarely for their intuition, rarely for their power to stand alone. A woman's worth has been tied to male validation for generations, not because it's true, but because it served systems that feared her independence, her wildness, her knowing. As a result, many women stay in misaligned relationships because they've been taught that being alone is failure. But we are here to unlearn that illusion, to break the habit of choosing companionship over truth. Because being alone isn't failure. Being alone and in alignment is power. It's the beginning of real freedom. You are not a prize to be won. You are a universe to be respected. A woman who isn't bound by society's expectations has reclaimed her wild. Her wildness is her untamed truth. It's the part of her that existed before the world told her who to be, before politeness dulled her voice, before shame wrapped around her sensuality, before fear told her to shrink, please, perform, or stay quiet. Her wildness is not chaos, it is clarity. It is the body's no when the mind has been trained to say yes. It is the refusal to settle for a life that doesn't feel alive. Wildness is not rebellion. It is remembrance. It's crying loudly, laughing deeply, speaking bravely, and loving with fierce presence. She is not too much. The world has just gotten too used to women being small. Her wildness is sacred. It births justice. It heals generations. It sees through lies. To be wild is to be whole. To be wild is to be free. To be wild is to be home. Provision isn't love. Just because someone pays your bills, buys you gifts, or plays the role of provider, doesn't mean they deserve access to your soul, your body, or your sacred energy. Provision without emotional safety is not love. It's a transaction, and you are not for sale. There's a conditioning that many of us inherited to see material offerings as a green flag. But your soul knows better. Your intuition always knows when something is off, even if the packaging looks perfect. Some give to keep a door open, not because they love you, but because it benefits them. You don't owe them anything just because they gave you something. You deserve soul-deep connection, love that elevates, not manipulates. You are allowed to choose wholeness over convenience, alignment over attachment. The most sacred thing you can offer is not your time or your body, it's your essence, and not everyone deserves that. Just because he provides doesn't mean he's aligned with your soul. Provision is not partnership. It is not proof of love. Provision without presence is performance. Comfort without emotional safety is a trap dressed as security. Gifts without love are distractions. The belief that men owe women something, provision, gifts, tension, has become distorted. Love should never be born from obligation, and kindness should never be transactional. When relationships are built on duty and not desire, no one feels truly seen. Men do not exist to financially rescue women, and women do not exist to emotionally reward men for doing so. What should exist is mutual love, freely given, without expectation, without keeping score. The myth being sold to women is this: you don't have to do much, just look pretty, stay soft, and a man will come and do the rest. But that's not feminine energy. True feminine energy is not passivity, it is receptivity with discernment. It's seeing beyond what is handed to you and sensing what it's doing to your spirit. Some women confuse being taken care of with being loved, and in that confusion, they stay in spaces that slowly drain them, where their soul is traded for gifts, their body given to someone who doesn't even see their heart, because they were taught at least he's providing. But provision is not purpose. A man can fund your lifestyle and still deplete your spirit. He can pay your rent and still leave you emotionally homeless. He can fill your fridge and still starve your soul. Don't confuse luxury with love, and don't let "he provides" silence your inner voice screaming, "But I'm not at peace." You were not born just to be kept. You were born to grow, to evolve, to rise in your full power, not to be softened into silence by comfort. Fears that maintain this cycle. What if I step out of the system and it doesn't work? The system rewards obedience but punishes authenticity. If I choose differently, who will walk with me? Choosing truth may cost you old bonds, but it will attract your soul tribe. Without structure, I'll be broke or lost. But real wealth is peace, freedom, time. If I slow down, I might have to face myself. Yes, but that's where healing begins. The first step is seeing the pattern. Ask yourself, who benefits from me staying small? From me staying silent? From me doubting myself? True power isn't dominance. It's alignment. It's knowing your voice matters even if no one claps. It's choosing to live in truth, not performance. The feminine experience is rich, intuitive, wise. It's time we start creating from that place. Meditate, journal, speak, dance. Reclaim the sacredness of your body, your mind, and your knowing. And remember, you are not alone. As you awaken, others will find you. Your light will attract those who carry it too. You were never meant to conform. You were born to unfold. Male-centeredness may have shaped the world, but you have the power to reshape yours. By breaking free from quiet conditioning, you don't just heal yourself. You shift the future for generations to come. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. Share this video. Join the conversation. And if you'd like to support this content, you can do so by buying me a coffee. Links in the description. Every bit of support fuels the revolution of truth, healing, and empowerment. Thank you for being here.